Good evening, everyone, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session on data analytics. I, Pranan Patil, welcome you to today's session. I work as software engineer at ABC Trainings, and today I'll make you familiar with what is data analytics and its need in IT industry, or why it is one of the emerging trends in IT industry. Now, data analytics is used for informed decision making, identify trends and patterns, improving efficiency, enhancing customer experience, measuring performance, etc. That is data analytics is used in sectors like, for example, many of you may not be knowing, but it is also used in cyber security. That is all of you know that cyber security is somewhere or maximum related to ethical hacking or non-ethical hacking. Okay, so in cyber security, data analytics is used for identifying unusual trends or unusual patterns, and on the basis of that security breaches or security threats, or is someone monitoring your system, or is someone manipulating your system. These all trends are identified using data analytics. I know many of you may not be knowing this, but in cybersecurity, data analytics is also used. And what is done using data analytics is unusual trends or unusual patterns or unusual activities which are not normal. Which are not normal means after seeing which we feel that it's not a regular pattern, or after seeing which we feel that it is an unusual activity. It can be a security breach, or it can be someone monitoring your data. Like for example, there are competitors. What they do to stay ahead in competition. They monitor the other companies or the competitors, and what they do is they hack other people's system, and on the basis of that they track the data, and on the basis of that they try to stay ahead. So in cybersecurity also, data analytics is used for to identify unusual trends or security breaches, or if someone is monitoring, or if someone has hacked your system, or unusual activities or unusual patterns. In the same way, data analytics is also used for measuring performances in, for example, IT sectors. That is performances of employees, or performance of the company, or annual revenue of the company. It is also used for improving efficiency. Improving efficiency means what? That for example, if in the last what is done, for example, if you have data of annual revenue of last 5 years, on the basis of that company can predict the annual income of next 5 years, on basis of trends and patterns, or in that data what is there, that some are points of strength. Okay, some are points of strength, but company also gets to know what are the areas of improvement, and on the basis of that they improve their efficiency. Then it is used for measuring performance, that is employees performance. That is, you know that in MNCs there is quarterly appraisal. So what is done that using data analytics, performance is measured. That is how he behaves, or how is his professional behavior, how does he do his work, how there are many factors which decide employees performance. Then after that there are informed decision making. That is as I told you, that based on trends and patterns, what companies conclude, or what study is done. That is they identify the areas of strength, as well as they identify the areas of improvement. And the need of data analytics in today's IT industry, or in today's world, is for handling massive data volumes, optimizing IT operations, cyber security, software development, business intelligence and reporting, cloud infrastructure management, and etc. Okay, and let me tell you, data analytics is one of the latest emerging trends in IT industry, like cloud computing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and Python programming language. And one of the important latest latest emerging trend is data science using Python. And if any aspiring candidate or any aspiring student is planning to enter the data science world, so for that you need to know data science. Okay, and before knowing data science you need to know Excel. Okay, but if someone is planning to enter the data science world, then before that his Python base must be clear. Like for example, if you are going to enter the world of software development, you know programming languages are a must. Okay, programming languages are a must. And as all of you know, all of you must be knowing that if you are going to build your career in software development, then you should know programming languages. And for getting familiar with programming languages or getting expert in programming languages, first your base of C programming language and C++ programming language must be clear. And after that, on basis of that, you can learn any advanced programming language, may it be core Java, may it be C#.NET, or may it be Python. Okay. In the same way, if you are planning to enter the world of data analytics, right? If you are planning to enter the world of data analytics, let me, according to me, tell you what are the basic requirements, or which all technologies you should be familiar with. First one is the basic and the base, and very important, that is Excel, which is not only used in IT industry but all industries. Okay, Excel, since it is a basic software, and all of you know that it is used in all sectors. It's not just that it is used only in IT sector, but it is used in all sectors, since it is a base for maintaining data, manipulating data, after that predicting data, or doing forecasting, or identifying trends and patterns. But after entering the data analytics world, the must, or you can say the required skill or the base, like while entering the world of programming languages or the world of software development, the base of C and C programming languages must be clear. In the same way, while entering the data analytics world, Excel must be clear. And if your Excel is clear, and if your Excel is clear, means you are expert in Excel, or let me say that let us assume that you know 80% of the Excel, or you are expert in 80% of the Excel. Okay, then on basis of that you can learn SQL, you can learn Power BI, you can learn Tableau, you can learn Google Locker, you can learn Power BI, you can learn Apache, etc. Right? Okay, but your base of Excel must be clear, because what all we do in Excel is that is in Excel you can get and transform data. Get and transform data means, for example, assume that your data is in PDF format, or in Word format, or in SQL format, or what you can do means, what is my intention of telling is that for example, you can connect data from other files to Excel and then do operations on it. Okay, or then do cleaning, or splitting, or manipulation, or updation, or modification. That is data from databases, or data from PDF file, or data from HTML file. All many of you may not be knowing, but data is also stored in HTML file. Data is stored in SQL files also. Okay, data is stored in SQL files also. That is I know many of you may not be knowing this, but many of you must be there who must have learned SQL, but they may not be knowing this point of .SQL files. Okay, this point of .SQL files. That is what you can do is, let me tell you that, for example, if you have created one database, okay, and in that if you have created let us assume that you have created 2 to 3 tables, right? Now you know how SQL works. That is, in SQL we store data in databases in form of tables. Okay, and in tables we store data in form of rows and columns, right? right? This is the structure of SQL, or this is the structure of how data is stored in SQL, right? Now what you can do is that I don't know, many of you may not be knowing this point, but there is a thing called copy database. Okay, there is a thing called copy database, or you can say there is a concept or point called copy query. And what it does is, using copy query, or let us say copy database, or copy specific table, or let us say copy databases, copy specific tables, or manually copying structure and data. Using these 3 points, what you can do, that is, for example, using copy database point, what you can do, that you can copy a database as it is to a new database. Okay, but while during this process, or while executing this process, what you need to do is, first you need to copy the entire data from a database into a SQL file. Okay, into a SQL file means a file with .sql extension, right? And after that, what you need to do is copy the data stored in that SQL file to new database. That is, let me tell you a simple example. That, for example, if you are executing copy database operation, right, or if you are executing copy database query, first what you need to do, let me tell it in simple terms. What you need to do, that is, copy the entire data from database into a SQL file. Into a SQL file means a file having .sql extension, but you can open that SQL file with any editor. You can open it with Notepad, you can open it with Word. That depends on user's requirement, right? And after that, what you need to do, that is, the data copied in that .sql file, you can you can transfer it to the new database. But the data stored in that SQL file, means the file having .sql extension, you can view that data using any editor. You can use Notepad, you can use Microsoft Word, etc. Right. So there are .sql files also. Then there are .csv files. And let me tell you that majorly in data science section, or let us consider that you are learning data science using Python, right? Okay, in that majorly .csv files are used. .csv files are used means, in data science using Python, what we do, let me tell you, that we download data sets. Okay, we download data sets, or firstly we create data sets, right? Or what we do, that is, there are data sets, already defined data sets. Okay, but that data sets may not be clean, or that data sets may be unusual. Unusual means that data sets may not be in a proper structure, or in that data sets there may be some rows which have missing cells, or in that data set there may be some columns which are empty, or there may be any type of missing data, right? So what we do, that is, in data science using Python, what is done, that CSV file is first imported, right? And then there are multiple operations which are performed on that. That is, cleaning is done on that data. Then after that, 2 columns are merged, or on the basis of multiple columns, a new single column is created. As in data science, as in language of data science, or in terms of data science, column is called as a feature. That is, you must have heard features. That is, column is called as a feature means what? That on basis of multiple features, what is done, that a new feature is created, right? Okay, then after that there is dropping rows, then there are dropping columns. After that, there is also one operation known as what is done, that is, if there are empty cells in the entire data set, you can provide a common value. After that, the most important part is of data visualization. That is, after cleaning the data, or after sorting the data and preparing it in a proper format, what is done, on the basis of that, data visualization also can be done, because in today's world nobody has time to keep viewing tables or keep viewing data which is lengthy. What they do, that on the basis of data visualization, they can easily predict that what are the areas of strength as well as what are the areas of improvement, right? After that, using data science using Python, what is done, that is, forecasting is done. That is, forecasting or prediction is done. That is, in weather forecasting, for example, what is done, that is, for example, if you have data of 5 days, right? If you have data of weather of 5 days, then on the basis of that data of weather of 5 days, the data of the weather in next 5 days how it will be. Okay, that is predicted. That is, if you have data of climate of previous 5 days, on the basis of that next 5 days what will be the atmosphere or what will be the climate, that data is predicted. After that there is word cloud case study. Word cloud case study means, using word cloud case study, data is means where word cloud case study is used majorly. Let me tell you that all of you may be using e-commerce applications like Amazon, Flipkart, etc. So you know, and it's not only related to e-commerce applications, but let me tell you a simple example. That is, we all use screen touch mobiles today. In modern mobiles, or the type of mobiles which we use today, may you be using any application. It's not only related to e-commerce application, but may you be using any application. What is done, that after you use it for some time, it automatically prompts you for review. That is, first thing is 5-star based rating, right? And after that customer defined review or user defined review. That is, what was your experience of using that app, what are its benefits, what are its pros, what are its cons, etc. And they also suggest you to tell the areas of development also, or you can say areas of improvement also. So word cloud case study, in word cloud case study what is done, that consider, for example, you have bought a mobile, okay, or for example, if there is a mobile shop, and every day multiple customers come over there, or thousands of customers come over there and buy different models, right? And after buying different models and after using it for some time, they post their reviews and their feedbacks, right? Then what is done in that case? That is, for example, if a customer has posted a review, right? And now if you have stored that data in CSV file, okay, that review related data in CSV file, then on the basis of that, and or for example, consider a customer has posted a review. On that, what in that sector, means in review sector, what is the role of data science? Is, for example, if a customer has posted a review, what data analytics or data science does is that it filters out good reviews, right? Then it filters out bad reviews separately, In good reviews what is done? For example, they check which is the word which occurs multiple times. For example, if it is good, or if it is excellent, or if it says great after sales service, or if it says that amazing experience, or in good reviews what is done, that is these words which I told you now, okay, they see how many times they occur, and on that they decide the feedback of customer or the customer response, and accordingly they improve, right? And accordingly they also get to know that which model is in demand and which is not that much in demand compared to the model which is in a high demand, right? After that, in the bad reviews section, they also find out words like bad, poor, or bad experience, or never use this, or this is not for users like who are personal users, or this model is not for people who run businesses, right? And on the basis of this data, what is done, that areas of improvement are decided. Also along with that, what is done, they also decide, that is the company which manufactures that model, they also decide what improvements to make in the model, or what features are there which are not required but they are existing, and how to remove those features and add new features which are really required, which will enhance the customer's experience, right? After that, now let me tell you about Power BI. Okay, so Power BI is one of the latest emerging trend. That is what we do that is using Power BI. What we do, and before telling you what we do using Power BI, it is one of the latest emerging trends. No doubt. It is advanced version of Excel, right? Like for example, C++ is advanced version of C, right? Or we say C++ has advanced C also, right? In the same way, In the same way, Power BI is the advanced version of Excel. Now before telling you its uses or its applications, let me tell you, in industry there are many job opportunities available like Power BI developer, etc. Right? But let me also tell you that in MNCs, not only in sectors where data analytics is required, but along with that sectors in IT industry too also, may it be IT industry, but if there is a company, profits, losses, after that compensations, performance tracking, then actual revenue, predicted revenue, right? Then actual cost, predicted cost. These all terms are measured. Nobody runs a business blindly, right? Nobody runs a business blindly, or nobody runs a venture blindly. What they do, everything is calculated. That predicted cost, actual cost, predicted revenue, actual revenue, performance, right? Performance tracking is done. After that, there are many things, right? There are many things. This profit, losses, etc. Right? Nobody runs a business blindly. Okay. So not only in not only in business related sectors or sectors where data related to business is there or prediction is there. Not only that, but in every sector, Power BI is required, whereas data analytics is required. Now, using Power BI, what you can do is first you can do data sources and connection. That is, you can get and transform data in using files like Excel, CSV, JSON, XML, etc. Then there are databases like SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, Postgre, SQL Server. There are online services like SharePoint, Dynamics 365, Google Analytics, Web APIs, cloud. Then there are also cloud platforms like Azure, Snowflake, Databricks, etc. Now, what is Databricks? I know many of you may not be knowing that what is Databricks. So let me tell you what is Databricks. Now, first of all, let me tell you a simple thing. All of you may be knowing about cloud computing. Using cloud computing, what we do? We store data virtually. That is, we store large volume of data virtually. That is where physical storage devices fail. There cloud computing comes in role, right? Cloud computing comes in role, or virtual storage comes in role, right? And there are different cloud computing services provided by different companies, like Amazon provides AWS, Microsoft provides Azure, Google provides GCP, right? But I know many of you may not be knowing about Databricks. Many of you may not be knowing about Databricks. That is, let me tell you why Databricks is used. Databricks is used in organizations which use private cloud. Okay, which use private cloud. Databricks is used in organizations which use private clouds to build and maintain private clouds using virtualization technology. Okay, Databricks is used in those organizations which help and which build and manage private clouds using virtualization technology. Now, what is private clouds? Let me tell you. Now, Amazon is there, Flipkart is there. These are e-commerce websites are there. Now, using Amazon or using Flipkart. Now it's a shopping app, right? Now it's a shopping app. What is that? Huge amount. Huge means you can say more huge, or you can't even expect that much large amount of data is there. Okay, it's not simple to run an e-commerce application so easily. Okay, it's not easy to run an e-commerce application so easily. E-commerce application means more than expectation or more than the limitation. Large amount of data exists over there. Okay, and it's not easy to maintain it. So it's all game of scalability. It's all game of scalability means, let me tell you a simple example. That is when there are days like 15th August, or when there are offers going on. You know, many users at a time are using that e-commerce web application, and due to this, network traffic also increases, and there is the load on the server. But the advantage of using cloud computing is that cloud computing, what it does, that according to increasing network traffic, it scales it, and according to decreased network traffic, it also scales down the web application, whereas according to increased network traffic, it scales up the application. In the same way, Databricks helps organizations to build and manage private clouds using virtualization technology. And private clouds are used where data is not exposed to the users, or data is not exposed to the world. That is in private cloud only that data is stored which is limited to a certain which is limited to certain people, right? Certain people means that data is of no use to the customers, okay, or it is not exposed to the customers. What is done, that is, it is used by only the companies or only the required people. But in public clouds means now you use Amazon, Flipkart, there what all features you see, that is there are many sections like sports, fashion, clothing, etc., right? So all these things all these different sections are stored on public clouds. And why public clouds? Because it should be accessible by every user, right? Because it should be accessible by every user. But in private cloud what is done, that data is stored which is only required to be accessed by the administrators or the developers. There are also cloud developers, let me tell you, there are also cloud developers, right, which is to be accessed by cloud developers. Now that data is of no use to customer, or even if we export that data, he cannot understand that data or understand that pattern, right? So Databricks is used for building and managing private clouds using virtualization technology. Then there are data models like tables, relationship between tables, one to many, many to one. Now in Power BI also there are hierarchies, okay, there are hierarchies like one to many and many to one. Now what is one to many? That for example one column in table A is related to many rows in table B, right? Is related to many rows in table B, okay, right? Or hierarchy one to many, you can say that one row in table A is related to many rows in table B, okay. That is, let me explain you it in a simple way. That is like foreign key, okay, like foreign key. For example, consider that you have two tables, customers and orders, okay, and CID column, that is customer ID column from customers table is used as foreign key in orders table. That is what is done. That is, in customers table personal data of customer is stored, whereas in orders table order related data of customer is stored. But what makes but how uniquely that orders data in orders table is identified? That is since in customers table each customer is assigned a unique customer ID. So irrespective of how many orders that customer has placed, due to the unique ID assigned to that customer, each order is identified uniquely, right? And in this case data integrity is maintained. And why data integrity is maintained? Since every customer is uniquely identified. But if two customers are assigned same ID, in that case data integrity is not maintained, and there are also chances of data compromisation, right? In the same way, after that we have data visualizations like bar, column charts, maps, field bubble, tables, and matrix, gauge, KPI, card. Okay, KPI means key performance. Okay, key performance. That is what is done. That KPI is mostly used in MNCs or in those organizations where, for what purpose? It is used for employees performance measurement, right? Employees performance measurement, and on the basis of employees performance measurement, his appraisal for that respective quarter is decided, right? After that, there is a report view in Power BI, which what we can do, that is multiple pages, each with its own visuals and layout. Okay, and let me tell you one more thing. And those who have learned Power BI, they may be also not knowing this thing, and those who have not learned Power BI, let me tell you that they may not be familiar with this thing also. But Power BI also has its own cloud computing service, which is Power BI service, right? It is a cloud platform. Which is used, okay, since as Microsoft has its own cloud computing service Azure, Amazon has its own cloud computing service AWS. In the same way, Power BI also has its own cloud computing service, Power BI service. Okay, understood? Then after that, in Tableau, okay, what we do in Tableau, that is data connection. Okay, data connection is done in each data analytics tool, no doubt, and I did not explain it again and again. Then worksheets, dashboards, and stories. Now worksheets. What is worksheets? That is a single worksheet which contains data. Now dashboards means what? Dashboards means what? Combination of multiple worksheets together. Okay, combination of multiple worksheets together. And what is stories? That is combination of different dashboards together. Okay, let me clear it once again. Worksheet means what? A single sheet on which you maintain data, and that data can be of any means it can be business related data, it can be sales related data, it can be HR related data. Okay, worksheet means a single sheet on which you maintain the data. After that, dashboard means what? That is group of sheets, that is group of multiple sheets. Okay, and after that, stories means what? That is group of multiple dashboards. Okay, multiple dashboards. And after that, there are dimensions and measures also. Okay, and Tableau also is an emerging trend, but compared to Tableau, let me tell you, compared to Tableau, Power BI is the latest emerging trend. Okay, Power BI is the latest emerging trend, and like Excel, it is also one of the common data visualization tool used across all the domains or used across all the sectors. Okay, after that we have SQL. It is a language for querying relational databases like MySQL, PostgreSQL, and SQL Server. It is vital for data extraction, cleaning, transformation, and building data pipelines. It forms the base for nearly all data analytics projects. Okay, now let me tell you what is SQL. SQL is structured query language. In SQL, we store data in databases in form of tables, and in tables we store data in form of rows and columns. Okay, in SQL what we do, that is, firstly there are many basic queries like creating database, creating table, inserting data into table. Now while inserting data into table, there are two ways of inserting data into a table: single row at a time, then multiple rows at a time. After that there is displaying data. While displaying data, there are different variations, like you can display entire data, or you can display data from a single column only, or you can display data from multiple columns also, or you can display data from a single row only, or you can display multiple rows also, right? After that, then you can also update or modify data. Okay, you can also update and modify data. Now let me tell you that updating or modifying the data affects the rows of the table. But after that, the next thing or the next query which is there, which is alter table query. Okay, or alter table statement. Now using alter table statement, what all you can do is drop columns, right? Drop columns, add new columns, change data type of columns. You can rename the table name. That is we can conclude by saying that alter table statement affects the structure of the table. Okay, affects the structure of the table, whereas update query or update statement affects the rows of the table. That is, in other words, you can also say it affects the data of the table, whereas alter table statement affects the structure of the table. Now before moving forward, like I am telling in my every session, or I am highlighting this point in every session, that knowing only the related concepts or the main concepts of any technology, may it be a programming language, may it be a scripting language, or may it be a database, or may it be anything else. Okay, only knowing the main concepts of any technology is not enough. Along with that, you should also be familiar with its minute details. And many of you may be surprised that why I highlighted this point. But the last point which I told was of alter table statement. Okay, in alter table statement, what is done, that I told you the important main points, okay, or the general points which everyone is familiar with, that is dropping column, adding new column, modifying the columns database, or renaming table. But I also while learning SQL, when I was pursuing my undergraduation, never knew this thing about the alter table statement, which is using alter table statement you can also add constraints to the table. Okay, let me tell you, I myself also, while pursuing my undergraduation in the second year, I had SQL subject, okay, or SQL paper, but while learning that, I never knew about this thing. That is, let me tell you a simple point, that is of constraints. If you want to add constraint, then may it be primary key, may it be foreign key, may it be unique, or may it be unique, okay, may it be primary key, may it be foreign key, may it be unique, may it be check, or may it be any other constraint. Okay, how we add constraints normally? That while creating table for a specific column, we define a specific constraint. But after creating table, if you feel that you need to add constraint, or there is a requirement of adding constraint, now what you generally do, or what is our habit, that we delete the entire table, create it once again reinsert data in that, and we create the table again. While creating table, we add constraints, and then again reinsert data in that, and then you move to the next step, where this process becomes too lengthy. But for example, consider if you have created table, okay, and you have inserted data in it also, but at this point or at this second, you need to add a specific constraint to a specific table. So instead of executing this lengthy process, simply what you can do, that using alter table statement, you can add constraint to that specific table. Okay, and there is a specific syntax also for that, that is alter table name, add constraint name, that is you need to give a user defined constraint name for that. Constraint name, that is you need to give a user defined constraint name to that constraint, and after that the actual constraint. Okay, after that the actual constraint, which is, it can be primary key, foreign key, check, unique, etc., whichever you want to use. After that, in SQL there are operations like aggregate, there are different points like aggregate function, triggers, okay, clauses are used to combine data from two or more tables. After that, using aggregate functions, you can perform different aggregation functions like sum, average, first, last, count the number of rows in a table, etc. Triggers. Now, triggers is also one of the important point in SQL. That is, triggers are stored automatic procedures. Stored automatic procedures means what? That is, triggers are executed automatically, not manually. Like we execute SQL queries manually, but triggers are executed automatically when a specified condition defined in a specific trigger gets satisfied or is true. Right? In the same way, as I told you during the beginning of the session or during the start of the session, that is there is a point called copy database, and many of you may not be familiar with this point. And the most important thing to execute copy query, okay, to execute copy query or to execute copy database, or to execute copying specific tables, or to execute manually copying structure and data. Okay, leave manually copying structure and data point, but to execute copy databases and copy specific tables, these both operations, you need to use command prompt. This is not done directly using MySQL software. Okay, using command prompt, using MySQL DOM, you need to do this thing. Okay, understood? Now, after learning, there are different job roles like SQL developer, data analyst, database engineer, ETL developer, etc. Now, next one is Python. Okay, it is a versatile programming language with strong data libraries like pandas, numpy, seaborn, plot, etc. Okay, or matplotlib. Now let me tell you pandas. Pandas is used for data analyzation. Okay, data analyzation like to import data. After that, perform multiple cleaning operations on it. That is, perform multiple operations on it like cleaning, removing features, adding new features, removing rows, removing rows, or adding columns. After that, creating new features. Okay, visualizing the data, identifying trends and patterns, predicting the data, etc. Right? After that, NumPy library is used for purposes like calculating median, calculating mode, calculating this mean squared error, okay, or calculating R square, okay, R square, etc. After that, Seaborn and Matplotlib, these both libraries are used for data visualization. Are used for data visualization means that you can you visualize data using multiple data visualization tools or multiple data visualization options like scatter plot, histogram, line or column chart, correlation heat map, decision tree, etc. It is used for automating repetitive tasks, statistic analytics, and machine learning. Often used for building data products, predictive models, and scripts for large scale processing. That is, Python in today's world is very important. Okay, and now all of you may be wondering why Python is used in data analytics. Let me tell you, it's one important feature. Okay, many of you know or don't know. I don't know, but let me tell you that using Python you can do database connectivity. Okay, you can do database connectivity. That is, you can connect to the database. And on the basis of that, that is the firstly or before the queries which you were executing in SQL directly, you can execute those queries using Python programming language. Okay, this is one of the important feature. After that, Python consumes low memory. Okay, Python consumes low memory. I have told this point in previous sessions. If you want to know how Python consumes less memory or low memory compared to other programming language, you can refer my previous sessions or webinars. After that, it is used for statistical analysis. That is, it is used for predicting data or identifying trends and patterns or unusual patterns, and on the basis of that, deciding areas of improvement and areas of strength. It is used in machine learning. Okay. After that, Python is syntax free, and one of the important thing is, may you enter any latest industry or latest emerging trend. Okay, may it be artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science using Python. In that case, the base of Python programming language must be clear, is a must thing. Okay, or is a required thing. And after learning Python, you can apply for different roles like Python developer, data scientist, machine learning engineer, automation analyst, Python developer. And let me tell you, Python is used for web development also, and Python is also used for test automation. That test automation means, many of you may be knowing that using Selenium we do test automation, but that is done using Java programming language. And first it was done only using Java programming language, but since when Python was reintroduced, I think so in the year 2018. Okay, but since when Python was reintroduced, that is, I think so in the year 2018, from that time one of the important or added or advanced feature of Python is that Python is used for test automation also. That is, you can run test scripts using Python programming language, and on the basis of that you can test the web applications or functionalities of web applications. Okay. Now, tools working together are real world data workflows. Use a combination of tools, that is SQL for querying, Python for cleaning and modeling, Tableau or Power BI for visualization, Excel for summaries, Superset or Looker for embedding or engineering specific dashboards. Then learning path, that, as I told you, that if you want to enter the world of data analytics, first your base of Excel must be clear. Okay, and using Excel, you can say that Excel has a variety of options. Like getting and transforming data, data visualization, modifying data, then visualizing data. After that, cleaning the data. Okay, cleaning the data. Then also using Excel, you can protect the data. Okay, you can also protect the data. You can create copies of your data. Okay, you can create copies of your data, or you can directly transform data from one Excel file to another Excel file also. That is, you can move your data. Okay, this is the one thing. So firstly, your base of Excel and SQL must be clear. After that you can move to Power BI or Tableau for dashboard and reporting skills. That is today for reporting thing. Now let me tell you one important thing, that where data analytics is most commonly used. That is or the main aspect or application of data analytics is data visualization. That is in companies where presentations are going on, or where meetings like annual revenue etc. are conducted. In that case nobody is going to keep looking at your tables which contain thousands of rows, but everyone is going to look at the data visualization which you have done on that 1,000 rows, and on the basis of that only the decisions are taken. That is, areas of strengths are decided and areas of improvements are decided. After that, learn Python. You can learn Python for automation, deeper analysis and predictive modeling. Explore Looker and Superset for advanced modeling and cloud native or real-time analytics. You can also do different certifications like Power BI, Tableau, etc. Then career opportunities are like data analyst, which has a average salary of 5 to 8 LPA in India. Then the next career opportunity is Power BI developer, where you can earn an average salary of 6 to 10 LPA. Then after that, the next specific position is Python developer, using which you can land the average salary of 8 to 12 LPA. After that, data scientist, using which you can land the average salary of 10 to 20 LPA. After that, analytics engineer, on the basis of which you can land the average salary of 8 to 15 LPA. Now, the real world applications of these data analytics tools are, that is, in retail sector or in retail sector, Power BI is used for storing sales tracking, inventory alerts. In healthcare, Python and SQL is used to build risk prediction models. In fintech, that is, you can say that in finance sector, Looker dashboards showing user investments and real-time profit or loss. After that, in startups, Apache Superset is used by developers to monitor usage metrics. Then now, before concluding, let me tell you my final thoughts on data analytics. That is, no single tool is sufficient. Combine strengths like SQL plus Python plus visualization. After that, build real-world dashboards from open data or your company data. Share your work publicly using platforms like GitHub, LinkedIn, which builds your credibility, and aim to be a storyteller with data, not just a number cruncher. Okay. After that, now let me tell you that we at ABC Trainings provide you individual training. Okay, we provide you individual training, that is one-to-one teaching. That, and for example, if you are learning SQL, we not only make you familiar with the main concepts related to SQL, but also make you familiar with the minute details of that technology. After that, we also make you familiar with the real world applications of that technology and how it is used in industry, and what are its benefits in the upcoming years, or how it's going to grow or be a major tool which is going to be used in the industry. We also make you industry ready, and we also make you interview ready, and also make you familiar with real world applications, make you work on different projects which are used in industries, or make you work on those projects which have already been developed in industries or used in industries, which enhances your performance, also your knowledge. We provide one-to-one teaching. Okay, we provide one-to-one teaching, make you familiar with the real world applications. So if you want to learn data analytics, or if you want to enter the world of data analytics from today, you can start with your career of data analytics with ABC Trainings, and you can start with the base, which is Excel. And after that, let me tell you that if you want to learn data analytics, there are four important technologies which you need to know. That those are Excel, Python, SQL, and Power BI. Okay, the remaining are Apache, Tableau, Google Looker, etc. But these four skills are a must, which is Excel, Power BI, Python, and SQL. Okay, I prefer these four data analytics technologies to everyone. So if you want to start your journey of data analytics, you can start it with ABC trainings, and we not only make you industry ready but also make you ready for everything. That is as you all know that IT industry is a never ending industry. That is, if any technology is closed, or if any technology is out of market, instead of that a new technology takes its place. So how to adapt to that new technology, we make you ready for that also. So start your journey of data analytics, or any journey, may it be related to software development or web development, with ABC trainings. And by saying this, I conclude my today's session, and let's meet in the next session. Thank you for listening to me patiently, guys.